we have done some results of compactness, that it is not hereditary property, and it is topological property, and if you are taking continuous image of a compact space, then it will also be a compact. So this we have done in the last lecture. So now we have another result based on the compactness that show that every compact subspace of T2 space is closed. Means if you are taking your topological space as a T2 space, means Hausdorff space, and you are taking compact subspace of that space, then it will be closed. So how to prove it? Let us take a topological space which is T2 space. So let T2 space subspace of X, then you have to prove it is closed. F is closed. So it is similar to say, if F is closed, you have to prove, then you have to prove F complement is open. How to prove a set is open? If you are taking any arbitrary point, and if you take open set which is containing that point, and that open set is contained in this F complement, then we will say F complement is open set. In place of open set, you can take neighborhoods also. So this is the case. Now how to prove? Let us take one point from F complement. So if it is in F complement, then for each, because it is given that space is T2, so we are using the property of T2 space, that if you are taking two distinct points, then you will apply the definition of T2 space here. So I'm taking one point from F complement, and this is arbitrary point of F complement, and now for each y belongs to F. So if I'm taking one point from X, F complement, and one point from F, then they will not be equal. So obviously, because these are complement to each other. So such that, obviously not such that, we get X not equal to Y. So they are automatically not be equal. So if they are distinct and X is T2, then there exist two disjoint open sets so call it G and H, such that X belongs to G and Y belongs to H. So this is from the definition of T2 space. Now here, if I take X belongs to G here, or I'm taking Y belongs to H here. So if I take subset in the form of subset, Y will be a subset of H here. Okay, and if I take union both sides, then I will take Y, because Y is a point of F here. So I can take, because this is a arbitrary point of F. So I can take Y belongs to F, and then I'm taking union. So this will complete full Y, full F set, because Y is an arbitrary point, and we are taking the union of each point of F in this union. So this will be y belongs to F and this is H. Okay, so you can replace this. You can denote these open set as Gx and Hy also. So that we are taking union of those y's that are belongs to F here. So this will complete full F. So which implies this is F, which is contained in this union. And it is given that F is compact. So F is contained in this union. It means this is open set, Hy is a open set and it is a union of open sets. So it is an open cover for F here. So here Hy covers F. So Hy, y belongs to F, is an open cover for F. As F is compact, so we can use the definition of compactness here. So what is the definition of compact? This open cover will reduce to a finite subcover. So if F is compact, then this open cover reduces to a finite subcover. So we can write this F is contained in union at I equal to 1 to n and Hyi. So it still covers F here. So if this reduces to a finite subcover, means finite set, finite collection, then it's still covering F. So now how to proceed? We have one open set which is this open set and containing F here, and what we have to prove? We have to prove F complement is open. It means we have taken one arbitrary point from F complement and we have to prove that there is a open set which is containing X and that open set is contained in F complement. This you have to prove. So now we'll come to this X belongs to Gx here. So here we are finding corresponding Gxi, because here you can see there are Hyi, means this is a situation. We have X set, this is F, this is compact set, and we have to prove this is closed and it is F complement. Other than F, it is F complement. So now F is contained in this union, means this is finite union of open sets and F is contained in this union. And here F complement. So we are taking any arbitrary point from X, from F complement. So it is X and X is in G of X here. So this is open set which is containing X element. So we are finding Xi because these are finite. So we are making Gxi is also finite here. So we are finding Gxi here. An open set Gxi, and so I write G is equal to, means what I am doing here I am taking suppose it is F complement. Here I am taking x1, x2, x3, x4 and I am taking one open set which is containing x1, one open set which is containing x2 one open set which is containing x3 and so on up to, though they can intersect also. Okay, so if I take intersection of these open set, then it will be open again. So I'm taking G here, which is an intersection of these open sets. Why I'm taking intersection? So here you can see, if I take this as a open set, because if I take x here, suppose, then this will also be a open set which is containing x, and this will also be a open set which is containing another point. So I am taking intersection so that it will become disjoint with f only. So I am taking this G, which is the intersection of gxi here. So this is in intersection. Now G is here and I call this as H. Okay, so now G and H are open sets such that G intersection with H is equal to empty. So what we have taken, because every yi is distinct with every xi here, because xi are the points of f complement and yi are the points of f here. So if you are taking open sets which is containing yi and xi, so then it will be disjoint only. So here we have x belongs to G, f is contained in H. So H, G intersection with H is empty, then F is contained in H. So can we write F intersection with G is equal to empty? Because F is fully contained in this H, or you can say equal also. And if G's intersection with H is equal to empty, then F intersection with G will also be empty because of this only. So which implies G is contained in F complement, because if its intersection with F means if G intersection with F is empty, then G will contain in F complement. So it will contain in F complement. And here, what is G? G is containing all the points of X. So this is the arbitrary point of X, you can say. So G is an open set containing X also. So you got one open set which is containing X and it is further contained in F complement. So it is, and G is contained in F complement. So from the definition of open set, we can say that F complement is open. So which further implies F is closed. So here we have that we have taken F is a compact subspace of a T2 space, and we have proved F is closed here. Any doubt in this?
No, ma'am, clear.
Okay. So shall I repeat this? Pallavi, Purva. So what we have done to prove F complement is open, we have taken one arbitrary point, and when we take arbitrary point from F complement, so obviously when we take any arbitrary point from F, then they will be distinct. So from the distinct, you have T2 space, so you can apply the definition of T2 space. There will exist a two disjoint open set G and H. So here you should write X, sorry, Y, such that Gx will contain X and Hy will contain Y. And here Gx is containing X. Now we take Y belongs to Hy here. So we can make it subset also, that singleton y is containing hy. So if we take union both sides by taking y belongs to f, so we are taking union of each singleton which are in f. So that will complete, this left hand side will complete f. So f is contained in this open set union of open sets. So this is covering f. So now we can use the definition of compactness, that this will reduce to a finite subcover. So here we have that it is finite. So we can call it as a H. Now we will define one another open set which is in F complement and its intersection with H will be empty. So we can take its intersection so that this intersection with H will be empty here. So now we have two open sets. One is containing X, that is an arbitrary point of F complement, and F will also contain in H here. So here we have, and now if G intersection with H is empty and F is contained in H, so obviously G intersection with H will G will also be empty. So this further implies G will contain in F complement. So we have one open set here which is containing X and it is further containing F complement. So we have proved that F complement is an open set. So next we have another result that prove that a topological space X2 is a Hausdorff space, and this is if and only if result, that a topological space will be a Hausdorff space if and only if any two disjoint compact subset of X can be separated by a two disjoint open sets. So generally in the T2 space what we do, we take two distinct points, and then these points are separated by two open sets. Okay, two disjoint open sets means there exists a G and H, and one containing one is containing X and other is containing Y. So this is T2 space. Now because of the compact, if you are taking two compact subsets of X in the Hausdorff spaces, then they can also be separated by a two disjoint open sets. So what is the meaning of this? If I take a topological space, let X2 be a topological space. Simply I'm taking T2 space only, and then I will prove, I am taking this is the T2 space, and I will prove two disjoint compact subset of X can be separated by two disjoint open set. Then I will prove the converse part. So first I am taking T2 space and I am taking two disjoint compact subsets of X, A and B, B2 disjoint compact subsets of X. Means both are compact and they are disjoint. So it means A intersection B is empty and they are compact also. And what do you have to prove? So these two compact subsets are separated by two disjoint open sets. What it means? For any A and B, for any disjoint compact subsets of X, there exist two disjoint open sets suppose I'm taking U and V such that A is contained in U and B is contained in V, and obviously they are disjoint. So it means U intersection V is also empty. So how to prove it? So again we will apply the definition of T2 space only. And how you will get the two distinct points from here? Any clue? Because you know that you have two compact set and which are disjoint. So let us take one point from A and one point from B. Then they will be automatically distinct points. So let us take A point from A and B point from B, and then obviously they will be distinct because A intersection B is empty. So now from the T2 space, because X is a T2 space, then there exist two disjoint open sets, call it UA and VB, such that A is contained in UA and V is contained in VB. And obviously these are disjoint. So now how to reach at A contain in U and V contain in B. So how will you get U and V from these two disjoint open sets? And how will you use these compactness of A and B? First we need open cover for A, means A should contain in the union of some open sets. So here you can see A is contained in A here. So A is containing UA here. So if I take similarly in the previous theorem we have done that singleton A is contained in UA, then I will take union both side. A is contained in this union, and also here B is containing VB, and if you take union here B belongs to B, then this is, so this will become full A because we are taking the union of every element of A. So this will be A is containing in this union. So now here you can see what is UA and VB. This is a open set which is containing a point of A, and this is a open set which is containing a point of B, and UA and VB are disjoint, and obviously A and B are also disjoint. So if I say, if I take this as a U and this as a V, so here we have, here we can write UA is an open set which is containing points of A, containing A which is a point of A, and VV is an open set which is containing this point, and these are the arbitrary point. So if I am taking arbitrary point, so obviously if you are taking union, suppose I am taking this way, this is A and this is B, and I am taking A1, A2, A3. So I am taking all the points here such that suppose I am taking UA1 and this is B1. So its intersection with A1 means this will be UA1, this will be BV1. So that will be empty. So we have taken these open set in such a way so that they will be disjoint. Okay, so similarly for A2, then B2, then for A3, then for B3, and we are making the union of these open set. So whether they can be here also, means they can be outside from A also. So if I am taking this as a U and this as a V, a note will intersect this as a V. So they will be disjoint. So you got two disjoint open set. one is containing A, one is containing B. So here you can see A and B are separated by two disjoint open sets. That is U and B. So now for the converse part, what is the converse part? That it is given that in any topological spaces, if you are taking two disjoint compact set of X and they are separated by a two disjoint open set, then you have to prove that space will be T2 space. So means it will happen only in the T2 space. So how to prove? So let A and B be two disjoint compact set subsets of X which are separated by two disjoint open sets. So what is to prove? You have to prove X is T2. Yes, how to prove it? Any idea? In T2 space, we have to prove that for any two distinct points, there exist a two disjoint open sets which are separated by these points. Means these points are separated by two open sets. So it will be.
We have two disjoint open sets already given to us.
हाँ, disjoint open sets already given है. Yes.
तो हम कोई एलिमेंट ले लेंगे A में
Yes.
और
Yes.
we show that कि वो B में नहीं है.
So can we take A? So let A is equal to X. So I'm taking A set will be singleton X only, so that they will be compact also, क्योंकि singleton
Yes, ma'am.
X तो compact है, and B as singleton Y. So these are compact subsets. Subsets of X such that X is not equal to Y. It means A is not equal, A intersection B is empty. So if these are compact, so then from the definition, means from the given condition, then A and B are separated by two disjoint open sets. So let us call it as U and V, such that A is contained in U and B is contained in V. So it implies X belongs to U and Y belongs to V, and U intersection V is empty. So this, here we have proved that X is T2. So here you can write one thing, that let us take 2 points from X such that X is not equal to Y, because to prove X is a T2 space, we have to start with two arbitrary points which are distinct, and then we will decide our singleton X will be A and singleton Y will be V, so that they are compact also, and if they are compact, from the given condition we can say that they are separated by two disjoint open sets. So here we have the proof. So this completes the all the results of compactness here. We will do all these results only